Hey! Oh, sorry. Too loud. Hey guys, and welcome to the Leftover Culture Review, the only review show on the internet that has one of those things. You obviously can't see what I'm pointing at, but we definitely do have one. Now, I may have just found the best looking Sega Mega Drive game ever, and I was super excited to share it with you guys. If you are from the US, sorry guys, this was obviously a little bit too extreme for your tastes. This was released in Europe only for the Mega Drive. It is Bloodshot, also known as Battle Frenzy. I do believe it was released on the Sega CD as well as the Mega CD, but getting a version is kind of expensive. It's gonna cost a lot of pocket money, but look, it was developed by Domark, published by Acclaim. This is an incredible looking game, so incredible that I've actually had to go out and purchase personal protective gear just to play the game and show it off to you. So look, without further ado, this is Bloodshot. Where's the controller? Yeah, like seriously, mind blown. When has a Nintendo game ever looked this good? Your answer should be never, especially if you want to stay subscribed to this channel, or I will hunt you down and force you to unsubscribe. Because we're all Sega fanboys here. We're stupid for it. Luckily, I had these because I came a bit early. But honestly, this game isn't perfect. You can obviously tell looking at it that this game isn't perfect. The frame rate is really choppy. The Sega Mega Drive here is trying to do a lot of processing. So look, I reckon we don't need these. As long as we promise to blink a little bit quicker than usual, it should probably like cancel out how much information our eyes are receiving. Stop us going into meltdown. Stop us, coming too soon together again. But look, this... What are you talking about? You're not even talking about the game anymore. Bloodshot. I picked up Bloodshot because it looked incredible. It really showed off the power of the Mega Drive. And one player mode, it looks good. It's a perfectly fine looking game. It's actually... It's repetitive, but it's fun to play. What I was really interested in when it came to Bloodshot was the multiplayer options. This game comes loaded with them. There is verse mode and co-op mode. So, okay, there's two multiplayer options. But we're talking about a first-person shooter here on the Mega Drive with not only single player, it actually comes with multiplayer options. An option for you to play this game co-op with a friend, and look, it's gonna drive you crazy. This game looks great. It's got some really great options built in, but again, that frame rate is gonna come back to bite you really hard. It's a real shame that this game wasn't a little bit faster, but when it comes to Sega Mega Drive, add-ons, peripherals, I've always been a really big fan of the 32X and what the 32X helped the Mega Drive to achieve, and that was first-person shooters that looked and played and were a lot faster. Like, Bloodshot isn't the only Mega Drive first-person shooter out there. We've also got Zero Tolerance right here on the Mega Drive. And then of course on the 32X you've got Doom. Doom was on everything, and it's a really easy way to compare what the Mega Drive was capable of compared to what the 32X could do. And I've always been a really big fan of the 32X just because it made the Mega Drive better at what it did best already, which for me was like really hardcore gameplay. Having really fun, entertaining games. It didn't have to be about the music, it didn't have to necessarily be about the graphics, but the 32X was just basically like a beefed up, or a way to beef up your Mega Drive. And guys, I could sit here all day and talk to you about the 32X and why it's my favorite add-on, better than the Sega CD, but I've already made a review on this thing. So let's get back to Bloodshot. Like I said, Bloodshot's a pretty repetitive game. There's all the levels pretty much look the same, but there is a whole bunch of different enemies and weapons. The goal is to get into the central computer, destroy the node, and then exit that level as fast as you can. So you'll be fighting your way all the way up till the boss. The boss is the same on every level. You destroy that node, which acts as the end level boss, and then you have to run back to the start of the level to like emergency evacuate onto the next floor. And once you do get to fight your way through 12 levels of Bloodshot, you get to go back to the start of the game and do it all over again. Look, the ending of this game is a real big disappointment, especially because it is such a really difficult game. Like I said, there's plenty of issues already with the frame rate. Controls are also quite difficult. You're obviously stuck using the Genesis Mega Drive controller. You know, these simple joypads before analog sticks, they did make controlling these sort of games really hard. You do get stuck on so many walls when you're playing the game, especially when you have to run through at that end section. It's a really difficult game to beat, and by the time you get to the end of the game and you beat the final boss and you exit the level, it basically asks you to, if you want to start again, go drop back into level 1. And look, I wasn't up for it, and I can't imagine anyone else would be either. Look, Bloodshot, it's got enough problems, but it was so cool to see it running that I really wanted to show it off and show you guys what the Mega Drive could do, because I'm a really, obviously a really big fan of this system. I think there are some really amazing two-player games. This is a great example of what the Mega Drive could do. I don't think it's a great two-player game, but I'm really glad that it's in my collection. And when people are curious about retro gaming and why I enjoy retro gaming, some of these technical achievements just feel really monumental. People were able to do so much with the limited hardware they had available to them, and I think Bloodshot is a really good example of that. All the story for Bloodshot is basically there in the title sequence, but you don't need to know much. You're going on a spaceship to destroy robotic aliens. It's a threat to Earth. The Earth have sent you onto the spaceship to basically destroy everything in sight. If you are playing multiplayer, you can see your partner, you can actually see what you look like, so I thought that was kind of cool. But the story here, like the artwork and the graphics are really cool. But look, the story isn't going to confuse any of you. I know you guys are intelligent and smart and perfectly switched on individuals. I'm not going to bog you down in a game like Bloodshot by talking about the story. We want to see the graphics, we want to see the killing, because there are a lot of guns, there are a lot of different types of enemies, and I think that's a really big credit to Bloodshot. And look, there's always cheat codes. I've never had a big problem with cheat codes. I've always been much in favor for them, just because if you can get more enjoyment out of a game, whether that's by busting your balls and really achieving something awesome in the game itself, or you're just playing it for a bit of fun, you pop in a cheat code to see what will happen and you get to enjoy the game that way. It's all about enjoyment. So just remember, if you're getting frustrated with a game like Bloodshot, you've got my permission to use cheat codes, and if your parents have a problem with that, get them to leave a comment below and I will sort them out for you, because I know a thing or two about dealing with parents. Shit. Did you hear that? Oh no, I forgot to feed the cat. Hey guys, and welcome to the end of this video. I kind of forgot to record the end with all the cat food dilemmas going on, but Bloodshot, it is one of the best looking Sega Mega Drive games I've ever played, and it really impressed me in that sense alone. The gameplay isn't as fun, but you can make your minds up for yourself. You're intelligent, well-adjusted humans, and I know that you make incredible decisions on your own already. You don't need me to tell you whether a game is good or bad. I'm just here to show off what it can do, and Bloodshot Bloodshot was a really fun game to show off to you now. But if you are keen for some more first-person shooting action, then please, I don't beg, like that's kind of sad. Please check out Mall Madness, the official Leftover Culture Review video game. Last year I put together a video game based off like a Wolfenstein 3D style engine where you're in the mall and you need to fight your way through 3 levels to get back to the meeting spot before Mum can ground you forever for getting lost at the mall. It's pretty epic. It was a lot of fun putting together Mall Madness. I'd love to see your thoughts on it in the comments. I'm currently updating that game now, so to get the version as it exists now, now's your chance to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing to the Leftover Culture Review, for hanging around and listening to me warble on about old Sega games that just really weren't that fun to begin with, but they look fantastic.